Okay, everyone. Perfect. Thank you so much for your patience. It's great to see, yeah, team is here. Many people, founders here. I can see some. There's someone in the dark also. Okay, it's perfect. I also like how we are branded with this awesome t-shirts from Thailand. I managed to snap one from the office the other day, so super cool, super cool. So, guys, what to say? I'm super happy we managed to gather again, and as you see, we this time even more some founders with us. This is really cool. This month was really packed with nice events and good news, and I'm happy that we have people that witness this firsthand, so they can share a little bit more with us. Let me check. What I have prepared. I'm also super happy to see awesome guys from the community. I have some nice good news for some of you guys, and the end I'll announce. Pretty cool. This is due to your contributions. Some of you will be promoted because you're doing a really cool job, and I'm super excited about this to have the opportunity to say it. Just because I need to tune my mic a little bit more. Okay, perfect. So what we can start. I'll tell you a little bit more about the agenda. What happened this month? Most I would say most eventful in a way. It's we had this CSX demo, and the founders were there. They were presenting Blocksense in front of investors. I give them the word to share a little bit more about this 40. I don't know, 40 days or like 5-6 weeks. Dimo, is it right?
Yeah,
5-6 weeks.
It was 8 weeks actually, with one break.
And you were the only one that stayed all the time there, so you are the one that have the most stories from this space, right?
Well, it was amazing 8 weeks. We had a chance to meet with the team from the A16Z, discuss different topics with them as product market fit, go-to-market strategy, brand strategies, all the in the industries. And I think in the final demo day was also a success. Zachary presented Blocksense in a great way. We received a lot of compliments during the dinner after the presentation, and
I actually managed to see the video of Zachary speaking, and I never see him so hyped. This was really cool to see full speed. Let me just share quickly about the whole agenda, so what you can expect from this call, and we'll go back to a little bit more stories from what you experienced, also what was your impressions, and what are the most valuable things you learned from this experience in New York and meeting with awesome teams also. And and also about the other events that we had. So we'll go through this event, also the DEF CON, what happened there. Like half of the team was there, so many things happened. And on the ecosystem side also, we have some partnerships, and some of our guys were on stage with some awesome people from different projects. I don't want to steal the scoop now and telling names. And at the end, we have also some technical things that can be shared because they're almost ready to be released. So this is first-hand news, important. It's still not ready, but we can speak about this. And also we can update a little bit more on the community side. Some of you might have seen that finally we pull up some descriptive of the roles and how you can obtain them. Can speak about this also. I'll shout out to people that are going to be promoted in the end. So stay till the end if you want to hear your name. Maybe, if you've been active, you deserve it. You're awesome, guys. So this, and in the end we'll have a Q&A. So if we don't manage to answer all your questions, or you want to ask something particular, we are here to answer this. Because maybe in chats we don't always have the time, or I mean, I try to be present. Rahim is also the one that is very active. So whatever you have like questions, want to know more about the future of BlockSense, your own future of your family, your state. I mean, you know what happened in the States with the election of new president. We now live in a very positive world. Also, China. I don't know if you guys followed this kind of news, but also China said that it's now legal to have crypto, which is great news for all of us. And yeah, in the end, we see. Maybe we make some jokes and we speak about make plans about the next call. So I go back in the beginning of my list, and happy to see Zachary here with us. So honored. Grand Sensei, I give you a little bit of word to if you wanna share a few words with the people here. The journey we walked so far, and with the TSX accelerator, people that we meet there, what interesting, what are the perspectives, and what is the general feedback that we have got from this and what we learned. Anything that comes to your mind. Thank you. Unfortunately, Zachary is having the same problem like me.
No, I was happy with myself. You hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
TSX was a great experience for us, and it really elevated a company to a different level. And when we talk to partners and we mentioned that being part of TSX, this opens a lot of doors for us. But I think Dino should tell the story because indeed I was in New York only for 2 weeks, probably. And he has a lot more interesting stories to tell. I'm actually somewhat glad that TSX is behind our back, because to some extent it was slightly a distraction, and which didn't allow us to fully focus on building our product. And now that we're back in the office and are working on our next release, for me personally, this is more exciting. and the next release is what really matters, because we set a goal for ourselves to get BlockSense in production before the end of the year. And many of the kind of folks here may wonder what this means exactly. This doesn't mean that we're already launching the BlockSense token, but it means that we have certain users of the protocol who will be relying on data supplied by BlockSense for the mainnet use cases. And the way it would work is that initially we will rely on a small set of highly reputable blockchain infrastructure operators who will be running the initial release of the BlockSense reporting node. So the network is not yet open to everybody to join, but basically these reputed operators, they will be the first pilots running the BlockSense software. So they will help us make it kind of more stable, more mature, and so on and so forth, before we make the operator role available to anybody. And the reason we chose this path is because we believe that our other main product, BlockSense SDK, is actually a game changer to the blockchain ecosystem, because it allows it will create the possibility for anybody to bring new data on chain. So we want to get the SDK in the hands of the developers as soon as possible. And we are thinking that this kind of shortcut that we are taking is worth it. So people can start using the SDK, we can start getting feedback, start improving it, and expand its capabilities, and so on and so forth. Basically, make it available as soon as possible. That's our strategy.
Yeah, great. This is certainly a great way to start testing some, start developing relationships with valuable partners, and start shipping parts of what they're doing, and basically building and improving, right? So this is what I get from what you're saying, and it's again really, I'd say, what word to use? Ambitious to set those goals. But yeah, this is Blocksense team. If we weren't ambitious, we weren't going to be doing this tech. So very well, thank you. And I see Dimo is impatient to share things about CSX. His mic is like blinking all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I would say CSX definitely helped me broaden my view about how different parts of the industry work besides just like the development side. And from that perspective, it was useful for me. But I also agree with what Zachary said, that now that I'm back here in the office, I can focus on doing like real work to help Blocksense succeed. So yeah, I think it was cool 8 weeks that broadened my perspective. And
can you tell me, it's interesting for everyone. Like first you end up in New York. It's I mean, you can guys share a little bit more about this crazy story of going from one place to another in the beginning. This is what is founder's life. You're trying to figure out stuff and you end up in a place like with some challenges, and we always need to remain calm. I would say, and this is one thing that you can say that, I mean, I would say one thing that you like and one thing that you didn't like about maybe even your entire stay, and or maybe mention important connections, people that you meet there, and also this hacker house that you guys had there, something, whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah, the most interesting person I spoke to during the entire program was actually Sriram, the founder of Eigenlayer. We had an interesting conversation with him. That's like one moment that has stuck in my mind. In general, I was surprised by the way New York City is, because I was expecting maybe a different thing in my mind before ending up there. It felt like a mixture between the Western first world country and a third world country, which was very unique.
One place to experience the whole world, man. This, what we can say. I mean, this question will go for the guys who've been to Bangkok also, because I don't know, it's a mixture of I wouldn't call Thailand in any ways third world country, but you have this kind of crazy experience there that you wouldn't have anywhere else. So let the guys say something about it. Okay. Yeah, actually speaking about Bangkok, and here's the next thing on my list. It's Magnus speaking on the Modular Accelerator Day with our partners and friends from Manta. What you can share about this? People maybe have seen some posts and pictures, but it's nothing equals your, your experience.
Yeah, sure.
To share. Thank you.
Yeah, we came in full force to Manta's Modular Acceleration Day, which was the last day of DEF CON on Friday. We had a booth there, and so we met lots of people, partners of ours, new projects, had some interesting conversations with folks in the RWA space, people building RWA L1s, DeFi apps, everything actually. You meet all kinds of people at the booth, including people trying to sell us merchandise deals. A lot of people thought we were an L2 rollup. That was one learning. So based on our tagline, and it's something that we've factored into our marketing of how we can avoid that confusion of people thinking that we're like a general purpose L2, and going more with the programmable Oracle network line in the future. I think that was a good learning. I sat on a panel with an interesting group of people from Starkware to Nuffle Labs, Altlayer, Nubit, and the panel was about basically the rollup or the rollup centric roadmap of Ethereum, whether this is working, whether this is a good or a bad thing, and in general, like, do we embrace modularity or is it a failed project? There was a lot of interesting takes there, but I think the key takeaway was, like, essentially the only way out is through. There's like a recognition that Ethereum hasn't done as well, at least price-wise, this cycle, and a lot of people are flooding Ethereum for that reason. And a lot of the fees that typically go to Ethereum are like being kind of taken up by L2s, because whoever is closest to like the ordering transactions takes the fees. And that's kind of bearish for Ethereum. But yeah, I think the kind of the conclusion there was like, this is a kind of short-term thing, and modularity is allowing L1s like Ethereum to continue evolving and continue upgrading. And, you know, there's newer, shinier L1s out there, which we're also interested in working with and are working with. So we're by no means like, you know, Ethereum maxis or only Ethereum. But yeah, I think it's different approaches, and it makes sense to find ways to continually improve the performance of L1s, which have already a huge share of security and liquidity like Ethereum does, as opposed to starting from scratch. But yeah, in general, I think it was a really fun day for all of us. We met lots of interesting people, and yeah, it's part of our close collaboration and partnership with Manta. We love the folks at Manta. They're a very close partner of ours. Probably the chain we will launch on mainnet first on, or at least one of the first mainnet launches for us. So it's one of many kind of instances of collaboration that we have with them that we'll continue to have going forward.
Yeah, this is so great. We have very good friends. You mentioned Eigenlayer. We speak now about Manta. There are also a few other projects that we, as I would say, small and growing project that we have already. These partnerships and collaborations, really good sign for us. This is what I can say. Also, you mentioned about the modular thing or any kind of difficulties going through, and I had conversation with someone that mentioned this has nothing to do with crypto. It's kind of just interesting story that most of the animals in the animal kingdom, whenever there's a storm, they run from the storm. And this is how most of us kind of deal with the problems. You know, you try to run, but actually it turns out it's not the best solution. And the only animal that will kind of more efficiently deal with the situation is to go through, and it's the buffalo. You know, it's an animal of kind of wisdom, or I don't know, in some North American cultures, where I'm going soon. So I hope I learn more about this, but it impressed me, this idea of going through. So whenever you have a difficulty, you just go through, and yeah, storm pass quicker. So maybe also Ethereum will find a way to go through this situation with the L1s and L2s.
Well, you know what they call a male buffalo, Risto?
What?
It's a bull.
Yeah, and we are in a bull market. It's a good one. Actually, because you are sharing already some stuff, maybe we could continue with you about organizing. You are just so, I would say, shy in what you did in Bangkok, because you didn't mention anything about our collaboration and the Hacker House with Oxford Blockchain Society. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the question was only about modular acceleration day, Risto. I didn't know I could talk about other fun things.
Please.
Yeah, we also, so with our friends at the Oxford Blockchain Society, we also organized a 5-day Hacker House in Bangkok, which is a lot of fun. We brought over some students from Oxford and some other universities as well. There are about 10 hackers in total who kind of completed all the different challenges. And we co-hosted that Hacker House with some friends. Actually, Manta again. We always like to work with Manta, and actually one of the challenges was to build on BlockSense on top of Manta, which was really cool because we recently deployed on their testnet, and also Pin AI, who are a really cool new project which you guys should check out. They were one of our cohort projects, same cohort projects at CSX, A16Z CSX, and they do kind of personalized LLMs on personal computing devices. So think an LLM on your phone that has access to like all your personal data. And there was a really cool project actually that came out of the Hacker House, which used all three of those services, so Manta, BlockSense, and Pin AI. And they actually managed to build a working front end for a trading application that took prices from using BlockSense's data feed deployed on Manta Net, and then had an AI kind of assistant that would help define things like stop losses, guardrails for trades, things like that, which would be using Pin AI. So that was really cool to see everything kind of tying together. I think we had good presentations from the different partners. The students really loved it. We had a dinner on the first night of the Hacker House, which is also really cool, where we invited some of our other partners and investors and other friends of the project. So ZK Sync were there, Mega ETH, like Lei Yang from Mega ETH stopped by and talked to the students for ages, which was really nice. Some of our investors like Daedalus Angels were there. Lots of people. So that was lots of fun as well.
Super cool, man. I almost hopped on the plane and somebody was planning to ship me with DHL, but I don't know. It didn't work. I was also thinking to come to Bangkok, but then I heard that like eight people or something were going there, and I said, okay, you can guys manage. So I'm relaxed. Also, Martin flew from the other side of the world. I think he had the craziest flight ever, hoping to catch connection flights and to make it on time to be with everyone to support there. This whole thing with this conference is such a huge work, like meeting so many people and trying to remember who is whom. I like this tactic with making pictures with everyone, because you wouldn't remember, and then it takes you weeks to go through all the communications and catch up with those guys and then build something relevant as what you mentioned with our partners to have a hackathon and to. This is really cool when we can combinely do something, not just everyone is doing their own stuff, but we manage to use our technologies and to build upon. This is pretty cool. And we spoke about crazy journey of Martin. You want to share a little bit more about your experience and also generally about DEF CON? What is your impression? This huge event, like. Unmute yourself. Oh, it works.
Sorry, I might from time to time still. I'm going to go see a doctor on Saturday, actually, because it's been a while. So my impressions in general, I'm just super grateful to be here. It's not just that if you look at the crypto space, there's a general 4-year cycle, kind of reaching that now. There's an end of year cycle. There's the election from Trump with Trump's election. So you could say there's a lot of cycles that overlap now, but I don't think that it's about are things going up or down. It's just about being in this environment and being around smart, driven, curious people who want to figure stuff out. And it has been taxing doing all that travel. So in the past, since September, I've been to New York twice, Singapore, Bangkok, Dubai 3-4 times. Traveling back and forth, but it's been an amazing experience. So I think the first thing when I think about the experience is I'm just happy to be here. Amazing people and a big mission. You're saying what I think about DEF CON. Actually, instead of telling you, I want to tell you. Let's see if I can change if I can share my screen here.
This would be awesome. Please transport us there.
Can I see my screen? Do you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I do. We do.
Okay, great. So I collected some photos. Well, Bristow, Emil, Martin, Magnus, thanks for helping us get these together. So this is the first photo. I don't remember who took this one. Actually, Stan, was it you?
Could have been, yeah.
So
I think
this is the city. Sorry, Magnus?
I'm going to take the credit for that one. I think it's mine.
Nice.
Looks
It's
nice.
a beautiful shot.
It's mine.
This is good.
Yeah.
So against you, boys. So if you want to step in, just interrupt me. So here we've got Keone with Magnus. So one thing that's really cool about these conferences is, people from all around the world go there. Once you've been to a couple, you realize everyone's there, and you can meet these people that look like they're celebrities in the crypto space, and they're just walking around and they're super chill. This is what the actual DEF CON main space looked like. It's actually super chill. It really embodies kind of the Ethereum vibe, which is kind of chill, serene. There's another photo from the main menu. Here we've got Emil, Stan, and Martin at DEF CON 7 entry point. And here's Rishi. So it was really cool meeting him because, again, I think him, Keone, Kenny from Manta, they're the embodiment of this kind of founder-led growth and conversation. And it's really inspiring because they're super humble and friendly. And they just encourage you to go out there and do your thing. So anyone that's in the group chat now that's listening to this community call, you can just put yourself out there, right? And the biggest thing is, don't be afraid of fucking up. You will fuck up. The thing is, if you make something great, you're going to stand out. If you share stuff that nobody vibes with, nobody's going to remember, right? So you have everything to gain and nothing to lose if you put yourself out there. So it was really cool to meet him. This was an interesting one. Actually, it's a DAO confession booth. So what happens is you can go in and you can record an anonymous confession, and you receive a proof that you were there. And then you listen to Father Governance absolve you of your sins. And it actually gets sorted with AI into a category. And greed. 35 people have confessed to greed. There's shadow governance, misaligned incentives, resistance to decentralization, being a dino, so DAO and name only. So I hope that there isn't someone sinister who recorded these, because then you can tell what project people are talking about, or project they're associated with. But these are kind of fun, kind of trippy stuff people do at the conf. Here, this was our dinner, the first dinner for the Oxford Hackathon. That's the one that Magnus mentioned. By the number of bold heads, you can tell that there's really strong kind of crypto heavy hitter energy there. And we're walking into the hackathon. So Emil is telling people what's up and getting them set up. Here you've got Stan. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Stan used to teach at university. And he's done his PhD as well. So he has a very kind of trained way of walking people through stuff. So here you can see, using a similar approach to use CoinMarketCap, Reporter, the blockchain architecture. So this was the hackathon. And here's Magnus as well. And this was at the end of the hackathon, people presented. So these are some cool pictures as well. The centralized feeds for insurance claim validation. That was an interesting idea. Advanced Oracle features. This guy actually built a lot of stuff over the hackathon. This is the module acceleration day. So you've got Magnus speaking. This is the Outlayer CEO right here. And this was Stan. And he had a massive place where he was holding a conversation. And you had a staff engineer from Coinbase leading that. This is a photo at the end. This was our banner at our booth. So this is the first time that we actually had a booth at a major event like this. And we actually did these. You're seeing this shirt right here. So people would come by and grab some shirts. This is us just having conversations. It was actually super packed at our booth. Georgi's right over there, hustling. This was Baby Manta. So you guys are following Manta, you would have seen Baby Manta. Manta are super cool, good team. If you're not on top of what they're doing, check them out. They innovate in so many ways. And this is not loading for me now. Do we have time to go through? Sorry?
Yeah, man. Sure.
That's a good vertical jump. Have you been training?
Thank you.
No, this is only Blocksense team people can jump, and Cristiano Ronaldo can jump so high.
We should do a jumping competition, actually. We should do this next time that we all gather together. It's going to be fun. Maybe we turn it into a thing. You guys, I don't know if you know this guy's face. If you don't, everybody that's on the call, you should. I met him like 13 years ago. He was a president of the Oxford Isaac Society. It's like a nonprofit. This guy used to work since then at Citadel, and he's building Kaito AI. So Kaito is this intelligence tool for the crypto space. And he held some really cool sessions. I think some of the best side event sessions were here. I'll show you some photos in a bit. This is Ekram from Celestia at GTMCon. Strong brands in crypto market ideologies. Really strong presentations. If you guys are looking at my screen right now, you want to go bigger on Twitter, screenshot this. These were tips from the mother of chains, Claire. She's leading marketing at Aztec. Super good person to follow, super smart, and she's connected with really smart people. But this is kind of a little build your own brand 101 on Twitter. So if you want to grow there, I'll give you a minute to screenshot this.
I just did. You're a perfect example in our team of growing Twitter account 10x in 2.5 months.
That's I wouldn't say it's 10x, but yeah, it's there's a lot of good people here. That's why, like, even looking at the group right now, I've seen a lot of you jump on stuff, and it's just about backing others up, being curious. So I just love the energy. It really powers me up, even just to see people here. I see some of the comments. I'll jump back into this. So this is Emily from Hype. She's a total G. She talks about analytics and marketing. So if you're on the more marketing BD side and you're in this chat right now, you definitely want to follow Emily from Hype. The Year of Attention. So this is some analysis from Yuhu. And here you've got Shu Yao from Mega ETH. We're good friends with the team. And this is Smokey, of course. So I finally got to see Smokey without his mask. And I'm like, okay, like now I can sleep at night, knowing what this legend looks like. This was actually a dinner, an Arbitrum dinner. I think, yeah, we have a couple. I took a shot in action here of Emil and Stan. Arbitrum is, there's a very good team operationally. What these guys are doing, it's super solid. And I think you'll be seeing a lot of work with us and the Arbitrum team as well. This is a Berachain event. So it's a rooftop photo, not the best lighting, but this is pretty cool. It's one of the highest rooftop bars in Bangkok. Oh, a couple of funny things. I don't know where everybody is based right now on this call, but there aren't a lot of countries that I've lived in where you would have a washing machine on the balcony. Definitely can't do this in Canada. It's -10 outside right now. The other thing is they were really big on Christmas trees. You can see a Christmas decoration here. So much so that there was a Christmas tree on a construction crane. Mad respect. It had the lights and everything. First time I'm seeing something like this. And obligatory photos. If you ever go to Thailand, the food is one of the best things. So I seriously recommend it. So you were asking about my thoughts on Thailand. I figured I'd show you guys in pictures. 10 out of 10. I'm happy that DEFCON happened there, so we would get to experience it, even though we were running around, meeting people and doing our thing most of the time.
It's really cool, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's like you transport me into something else. I forgot that we're on the call. So I speak for a few minutes now. And we need to carry on. And yeah, Thailand is very great. I've been in Thailand a few times around when I was a student, and I really like it. I would say I like more their second city, Chiang Mai. I spend more time there, but Bangkok is also awesome. And actually, wherever people go, when we gather, it's nice. There's always this feeling of if people in the community wonder what's like, and if you're new to this kind of blockchain thing, honestly, the best thing when you go to conference is not you can take picture with this guy. He's awesome, and you kind of see him in the public space, and he's like hard to approach. Seems like hard to approach, but everyone is so down to earth, really nice people, and also very helpful. And that's why I also get so easily a good connection. Everyone very supportive in the space. So I'm happy we also have kind of very supportive. I would like to remove this kind of. We have very supportive community. So thank you for this, guys, very much. And I see Stan is a little bit bored, so I'll bring him on.
I'm not bored. I'm debugging our server.
Yeah, actually, Stan is working all the time. So he's resting when he's working, and I don't know how he's feels when he's not working. But sorry to interrupt. Do you mind to tell us what was your experience? What was your experience when you were on stage on the ZV event? This is how much I know. Oh, it's a roll-up day. What you can tell us about, please?
No, that's the photo that Martin shared, right, with the other people on stage, and yeah, that was a little intimidating, to be honest, because all these other smart people around me that know so much about the space. But the topic was the future of infrastructure of Web3. So yeah, it was fun. It was exciting. I was, as you just said, everybody's so approachable. So being there on stage, it was not like a competition or anything. It was just like having a very constructive chat, and when somebody would say something, then the others would actually, chime into this and continue from there. So what happened was a very natural conversation that felt like actually it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was also, just to create these connections was very exciting, and overall, it was good times. I think I did a good job, so that's what I'm for. That's what I'm about.
Man, I have no doubt you did a good job. I see you dancing in Istanbul promoting box and so. There's no way you do it.
Do the videos at least, don't tell me, but
one of the greatest things of all those events and place where we go is just get this band in front of other people. Like people get to learn about what we're doing, and most of the time the reaction is very positive. People are like, wow, what you guys are doing is really crazy. This is the feedback that I got. Technologically, very interesting, very promising. Also, interesting to see how this layered structure of technologies, how this will work together, how this plant. But of course, Grand Sensei knows much more than us. We're just learning patiently. So you guys wanna? We had this. I have this part with. Do you wanna share at least one crazy story of Bangkok? What is the thing that shocked you the most? I know you have one because I've seen some in the chat. Some people were really shocked with how people drive there. Can you tell me one story of this? And I'll let you afterwards. This will be the last thing that I'll ask you from these events. You wanna speak about it?
I just want to go first. Yeah, sure. Because I have one ready, and that's basically, it's a positive shock. I was shocked because it's a huge city, first I didn't know it's 12 million people. So definitely bigger than most other places I've been. But everybody's so nice, You'd expect, people to be grumpy and so on. It's busy, but people take care of each other, and that was just not something I'm used to. You expect more, bigger. In a small village, you get it if people talk to each other and so on. People are not talking to each other there, but still you see they were trying to get around each other, being very gentle and careful, and that was really a very positive experience. That was very unexpected for me. Not that I thought they'd be, meanies, but still, it was nice.
Well, thank you. I like to hear positive stuff. Everyone likes to complain, but I like the positive things. This is cool. Magnus, please. I feel like we're in a classroom. I allow you to speak now.
Well, because we were talking about first world and third world, something that kind of surprised me. They have this saying that the first world is when rich people choose to take public transport. And I feel like in Bangkok, there was this kind of arc for everyone there, where on the first day or two, you'd start with taking an Uber, like a grab there, a taxi, and it takes an hour to get anywhere, and you end up being super late for your event, you miss your dinner, and it's just a mess. You can't get any, there are streets in Bangkok that are always congested 24/7. There's not a single time when it's not congested. And then slowly you kind of come to terms with the fact you got to take a motorbike, get on the back of this motorbike, and kind of take your life into your own hands, or really someone else's hands, just to get somewhere on time. And at first you think you're going to die, and then you do 10 of these trips, and you sort of get a little bit more relaxed on the bike. But then for me, it was the last couple of days when I figured out that the train was a thing. And the trains in Bangkok are amazing. They're every minute or 2 minutes, they're air conditioned, they're cheap, they get you where you need to go on time. And I was stuck in a cafe during a rain, a thunderstorm on the Friday, and I was waiting for a grab for an hour, didn't come, couldn't get one, trying to get a motorbike, wouldn't come, couldn't walk anywhere. And I eventually was all right, fine, I'll just try the train. And I got literally everything went perfectly from the time that I decided to take a train. I got to the dinner I was supposed to go to, and I was actually on time. And it made me realize, Bangkok as a city, it has terrible traffic, and somehow through this terrible traffic is devised a way to get around it, which is a really good public transport, specifically train and MRT system. And yeah, in that sense, it's quite first world, because even wealthy people will choose to take the train in Bangkok.
Makes sense, man. I actually like to travel in public. Yeah? What?
Fun fact that first world, second world is a concept that comes from the Cold War, and first world are capitalist and American-centric countries, and second world are kind of countries that align with the USSR and communism as an ideology. So this whole ranking of first, second, third is ideological propaganda, fundamentally, and a construct. And if you ask me, the weather, the food, and the vibe of the people in Bangkok, it's a very nurturing experience. And I have the right to say that as someone who is sitting in Toronto at minus 10 degrees right now. So just remember that these divisions are very interesting, kind of when we look at rankings, where do things come from? Really, it puts things in perspective.
Yeah, sure. You like to play with this, right? I mean, numbers and rankings and all kind of stuff. But it's kind of important. Hey guys, we very much approaching this 1 hour, and we try to keep it on time. I will announce some things really quick. We don't go into details. Some of you might have seen that we had a partnership with Citrea. I just let it sink. That's this. We don't comment, okay? Go and look, see what will happen. I say this because we don't have much time, so we don't go into details, but cool things are happening. I mean, I'm very happy. Actually, we don't mention all the testnets that we're deployed to. And everyone was maybe wondering why you don't mention those things, right? We are kind of working on the background, and when big things come out, everyone will start noticing, and this will be like I think we're very confident in what we're doing. So this may be one way to put it. We don't communicate everything so much. This is one thing. Another thing is coming next week. It's a upgrade, or it's a part of the documentation. Stan could say something about this, but we promise that he is not going to go into details, and he just told me next week. So wait patiently for what comes next week. This event, it's to summarize what happened the month until now, and whatever is not live, we can just say that it's coming out soon, very soon. So I'm very happy. We have progress in this. And other parts of this documentation will come. It will get refined with time, but for now we are building the most important things. So for the people, projects, our partners can start using more fully our protocol and what we're doing. This is one thing. What else I have? Let me see. Yes. I'm very happy to see some people here. I need to scroll. You might have seen the new roles, like there are no new roles. There's just the definitions are more clear. If you want to get the role, don't wonder how it works. Just be very active and see, depending on your activity, what kind of role you get. And most of the roles are based on long-term commitment. And if you don't commit for some roles, you lose your role. But it might sound hard, but this is how it is, because we value honest long-term support of the community, and I see many people here are doing this. I will never stop mentioning Rahil. It's a person that I love working with. It's a big brain. Undercover, he doesn't like to speak so much, but yeah, he's doing a great job. I see Hasmania, Abdullah, Fax Parade, amazing guys. Who else I see here that I know? I see people that I don't work so much with recently, but yeah, I mean, I don't focus so much, but I see people that contribute very much, and I'll tell you who are the new 5 champions. And this is really great. I'm so happy to share this. I take the time. Misha, 1985. Congratulations, there. Amazing. Larix Klus. I'm sorry if I don't know how to really pronounce this, but I hope you got it. And you'll see your role will automatically change after this call to champion. Happy to the champion chat, and we're happy to be together. Technique 4959. This guy is amazing. He's definitely deserving it. Dishon03. Thank you, friend. You can see him here with this amazing picture on the yellow. And Zephyr. That's the last one that we decide. I mean, it's not just we try to guess, this is not a poly market. This is based on your contribution. So this is what I can say. And for the others that are motivated, we are very happy to be growing team, because community is growing, and with all the things that we're doing. And it's very happy. We are very happy to have support, and the support that we get from you is really awesome. I see people from Vietnamese community. I see people from other communities as well, Turkish community. I'm very happy. We are growing. Perfect. This is what I can say. I'll say what I have to say now. Yeah. Oh, after this call, you also get. There's something I could share even in the chat here, but I'd like to hear from you guys what you think about the work that we're doing in the community, and to get feedback. So we have prepared a form, and maybe we can share it here. Actually, Jack is here. I don't see Jack, but maybe I could share. I would share just in the channel, and please respond honestly. It's, I think, anonymous. So this is how we can get to learn what is your opinion about what we're doing. What is missing? If there's something is missing, I start sounding like Trump a little bit, but we're trying to do the best that we can. So, and we always open to improve. Please provide your feedback, honest feedback. This is what I can say. I would leave a possibility for 1 or 2 questions if there are some. I know we are kind of hitting the time now. and we try to respect this for everyone. But if you guys have a question, maybe you can write it here in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, or I don't know, maybe you need to raise your hand. This is one way. If not, the time you prepare your questions, I'll ask my awesome colleagues. This is really awesome journey, like to be together. This is what is hard work there is, but pleasure to work with those gentlemen and ladies also that are not online here now. It's a big pleasure for me. So thank you guys. So thanks to my team. Thanks to the community. Thank you, everyone. You guys want to share something before we go? Because I see no questions.
I just want to thank everyone for popping in, and I'm happy that we got to do this together. Looking forward to the next one, Krista.
Perfect. Thank you guys for taking. I mean, for me it was finding time. I wanted to do this 1 hour earlier, but everyone is into meetings and all the schedules are so busy. And thank you everyone for taking this time. I even had to speak with Stan to come personally. I asked him for some notes so I can present what he was doing, but I think the experience of everyone is what is the most important. Like, of course, I can say Zachary was in New York and he met some cool guys there, but I'm not it's not my job to be presenting everyone's experience. I mean, everyone's experience is valuable. So, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, Krishna. It was fun.
It's always so much fun with you guys, and thanks to the community. Wish you a wonderful evening, and let's continue the good work. Okay?
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.